So what I'm about to do now is start on the next beef dish, which is a cube roll. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple of parts while I'm doing that. First off, I'm going to make the little mirin glaze, little mirin and miso glaze, sorry. A little bit of miso, a little bit of mirin, some water, and some sugar. Now what I want to do with that is just dissolve it, and this is what I'll use to just wipe across my beef while it's cooking. Now it's very important with nice beef, or any beef, is to ensure that you pat it dry. Now by doing that, when you're cooking it, it caramelizes, which gives it more flavor. So when I cook that off, I'm using a very hot pan, so it caramelizes or cauterizes the beef when it hits the pan. Now I use a lot of salt with my cookery, but not so much pepper, because I don't want to impart a peppery taste to it. I just want to enhance the flavor of this beautiful flavor already. So hot pan, you can hear that sizzle. This is very important. If it doesn't sizzle, you run the risk of it stewing, and you don't get this beautiful caramelized flavor when it hits the pan. So you can see with this caramelization, I'm now going to brush a little bit of this glaze just over the top. That's going to add a little bit more of a spiciness to it. Now what's going to happen with this, whilst this is cooking, you can see it's all bubbling. That glaze is reducing over the top of the meat. In a moment I'm going to remove this from the pan, and I'm going to let it rest. Now resting is taking it away from the heat, but keeping it in a warm area. And what this does is it facilitates the carving. Now when I say this, it's if you were to grab your arm and put pressure on it, this is what heat does. So what that actually does is the juices that are inside the meat enable to release and be around the entire meat as opposed to in the middle. So I've got a fragrant salad, which I'll talk through in a moment, but the dressing I'm about to make doesn't have butter. It has a little bit of oil, but it has the thickening agent and the creaminess with fresh eggs. So I have some tomato sauce, Worcester sauce, and some fish sauce. I have some honey, and I also have some mirin. Egg yolks, and then I mix to combine. I have some olive oil, which I just pour carefully in, not too fast so it doesn't split. Tasting is the key. Now when I'm resting my beef, I rest it for about 7 to 8 minutes. So with the salad, it's very, very fresh. We have some carrot, some chilies and red pepper, some cucumber, pickled ginger, tomato, bean sprouts, and just some lettuce leaves. Baby lettuce leaves are the key. What I don't want to do is disguise the beautiful beef. So just your sushi rice, a little creamy dressing, mix to combine gently. Now you can see with this beef, it's very sticky. You can see the residue that is left here, but you can see the delicate structure of the beef and how moist it is. Now the great thing about this dish is summertime, back home we do a lot of barbecue. And with a dish like this, you can put a platter and put it on the table for everyone to share. So what I do is thinly sliced, and then the salad is just to serve on the side. Now what I'm going to do to enhance the garnish of this is I had some toasted peanuts, just a light scattering, and also some leek. And there we have, folks,